Good evening, King's musicians, parents, staff, and students. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this year's spring concert. My name is Janessa McFarlane, and I am one of the music teachers at King's, alongside Mr. Norbury and Mr. Weber. If you have not seen me around this year, it's likely because I returned from mat leave in March, just in time to teach music from home on a computer. And tonight it is my pleasure to host you from my computer and to walk you through our program. We have a lineup of wonderful student performances for you tonight, and we are thrilled that you are joining us from your homes. Our hope is that you'll be able to turn off as many distractions as possible, dim the lights, and settle into an evening of music. While a concert in this format does have many advantages, like bringing your own snacks, getting cozy on the couch, it does also have some limitations. Perhaps the greatest limitation is the distance between the performer and the audience. In order to help shrink this distance, we invite you to participate in the chat. We invite you to type words of encouragement, greetings, and celebration as a way to signal your applause for each performer and to let us know you're here and that you're watching with us. It takes a lot of courage to perform anything at a concert, but to perform for a YouTube broadcast is pushing our performers that much further. Not to mention the fact that we've asked them to dress up and perform with whatever hairstyle 2+ months of quarantine has given them. That is some courage, and somehow they all still look pretty good. So your support in the form of typed applause in the chat would mean the world to these students and to those of us who have put together this event. Please note that we do have a few staff members assisting to monitor the chat. Public forums like YouTube can be trolled, but we hope to keep the bots at bay and focus our attention on the wonderful music being shared tonight. This is indeed a special evening. Not only is it our first virtual concert at King's, but it is also the last official concert before Kevin Norbury retires from teaching. We will have a few minutes later on in tonight's program to celebrate him, but I wanted to acknowledge that right from the beginning. Please feel free to send Mr. Norbury your well wishes in the chat, as he is also watching this concert from home tonight. And now we begin our show. Please settle in, turn off your secondary and tertiary devices, dim the lights, and let's begin the show.
Good evening, parents, students, teachers, and community members, and welcome to our annual spring concert. We are living in different times, and tonight will be a different type of concert, and yet the beauty and essence of the event has been preserved. In Psalm 100, we hear these words: "Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name, for the Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations." During this time of COVID-19, it comes very naturally to worry. We worry about our health, our loved ones, our financial situations, our lack of connections, our friendships, our future, and so much more. And yet in Christ, we have another choice: to worship. When we worship, our perspective changes from me to him. And when our perspective changes, we are able to see more purpose, more beauty, and hope. So this concert is a form of worship, a time when we can let go of what is going on around us and listen blissfully, attentively, and reverently. May you feel the joy of the Lord throughout this concert as we thank him for our gifted musicians, dedicated teachers, and beautiful music. Thank you to all our students and especially our teachers who have worked so diligently to create holy moments where we are invited to worship through music. Join me in an opening prayer. Father God, thank you for being the creator of all things. Lord, in this time of COVID, we know there is so much going on around us, and yet we want to worship you tonight. We want to worship you through music and through the gift of music that you've given these students and teachers tonight. Lord, thank you so much for King's Christian Collegiate. Thank you for the community, and thank you for your blessing on our lives from day to day. Help us to remember always to choose worship. In your great name we pray. Amen.
We are fortunate to have a number of students and teachers willing and able to submit performances from home. These next 3 performances feature a trumpet solo by Pedro, a flute solo by Ariana, and a piano performance by our very own Mr. Kevin Norbury.
This is Caprice en Gigue by Sebastian Bodenus.
Hi, welcome to the Norbury Music Room. It's a bit cluttered, that's because it's used all the time. I'm going to play the piano for you today, and I'm going to play a piece I composed back in 1999 when I was living in New York still and my wife was living up here in Ontario. Ours was very much a long distance courtship, and we used the phone and computer, email all the time. At that time the only real service available was AOL. And AOL always played these 3 notes when it opened up. So I decided as a sort of Valentine gift for my wife-to-be that I would write her a piano piece. And as we were a long way apart, the words, "God be with you till we meet again, by his counsel's guide uphold you. With his sheep securely fold you, God be with you till we meet again." Those words seemed appropriate considering we were long distance, and also the fact that this is, if you like, a sort of farewell performance from me. The tune it's based on is a beautiful melody written by one of my favourite composers, Ralph Vaughan Williams. It's a tune called Randolph, and it fits beautifully with those words. So here we go. Here's my piece on Randolph.
I'm András Weber. I teach strings at King's Christian Collegiate. First of all, I would like to thank Miss McFarlane for all the work she put into the production to make the concert a reality. I can only imagine how much you worked to make this happen. We prepared two pieces for you tonight. Rogue One from Star Wars and Viva la Vida, Coldplay. I don't think these pieces need any kind of introductions, so I would rather talk about my class. We have had a good, successful semester. Of course, the criteria of success needed to be adjusted after the spring break. The students had to schedule their work more independently without the customary hands-on approach as they would have experienced during strings classes. That process is not working without trial and error, of course, but I believe they put their best effort into it to succeed. To better understand the merit of success, I need to put this into perspective for you. The majority of students in my class played the instruments for about 8 months. 2 semesters total in 2 years period under my direction. Frankly, when I was at the age, I'm not sure if I would have been able to do it. When we prepared the online concert, my message to them was, do your best, don't worry about perfection, and participate. Playing together without being physically together and trying to stay with the beats of a machine who is not giving you any individual freedom is equally challenging for everybody. I need to mention Suhani from the string ensemble, who is not in my class, but regarded the cello part regardless. My dear students, the strength you demonstrated is the ticket to success. Never give up your goals and your dreams. If you fail, try it again. You can always ask for help if needed. I congratulate all of you for your efforts. I would also like to say a heartfelt goodbye to my grade 12 students. You all individually became my musical children, and I experience your growth and difficulties on a daily basis right from grade 9. Avery, your blooming viola sound is wonderful. I really appreciate your participation in music. Joseph, thank you so much for your help with my class. Your violin playing was essential to all of us involved with the music department. Melissa, you worked very hard throughout the years, and even when you had doubts and you were frustrated, you never stopped working. And my son Emmanuel, it was nice to share my knowledge with you in the class settings, and I will even miss those occasional miserable driving experiences with you in the mornings or the afternoons. I would like to tell you a departing story as a gift from me. When I arrived to Canada as a new immigrant, I did not speak the language. I did not have any security that I will be able to stay legal in this country. I went to the Hungarian church the first time, and I heard the sermon as it would have been addressed to me specifically. It helped me greatly throughout the years and taught me how to look at difficulties and challenges. I hope it will help you as well. It is about a mean prince and a palm tree. The prince enjoyed others' suffering. So one day, when he was walking among young palm trees, he grabbed a huge rock and put it on the crown of one of them, anticipating to see the damage it would create on his return. A few years later, he returned, but could not find the very same tree. Suddenly, the strongest and tallest tree started to talk to him, saying, "Thank you for what you have done to me. Because I had a rock on my crown, it was a reminder for me that I had to work harder than the rest of us to grow. I had to grow my roots deeper to have more water and to be taller, so I would have enough sunshine to survive. This made me the tallest and the strongest tree." I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Count your blessings and be grateful for them. God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weber and the String Ensemble for both your performances this evening. We have another sequence of 3 student performances coming up. A vocal solo by Gabrielle, a socially distanced saxophone duet by Gabrielle and Kit, and a piano performance by Joran.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sing a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up when I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I'll be performing for you a piano piece called Clair de Lune by the French composer Claude Debussy.
we have come to the part of the program where we would like to honor and celebrate Mr. Kevin Norbury. Although we all know he would prefer if we didn't do anything at all, there's no way we could allow him to slip away without some public recognition. Our original intent for celebrating Mr. Norbury was to host a concert in his honor. As a part of that program, we compiled a number of student memories and greetings into a video. We would like to share that video with you now in its truncated form, and we'll save the full-length remarks for a separate video for Mr. Norbury to watch at a later time. I love how this video paints a picture of Kevin's deep care for students, his sharp sense of humor, his ardent passion for music, and his ability to inspire others. On a personal note, it has been a pleasure to work with Kevin Norbury over the last 7 years at King's. I've appreciated your willingness to collaborate with me on all kinds of music projects, from the gargantuan roles of playing in a pit orchestra to the more humorous ones like donning a student uniform to play the timpani at a music festival. I'm sure no one noticed you're a little older than maybe the rest of the band. I have loved being able to laugh with you about the various antics that go on in the music conservatory and commiserate with you over, students missing rehearsals without giving notice or the pizza left in the practice room again. Not that that ever happens, of course. I've been lucky to have a colleague of such high musical caliber and a colleague who is also a friend. I will miss your friendship, and I hope we find reasons to collaborate again in the years ahead. And now, here's some greetings from past and present students, followed by a performance by Mr. Weber, dedicated to Mr. Norbury.
I have so many fond memories of our time together at King's. There's nothing I look forward to more than getting to play jazz with you on my lunch break.
I will never forget the amount of coffee that you used to drink, especially on Friday mornings before band practice, or the hours of wisdom and empathy that you shared with me to help me become who I am today.
Thank you, Mr. Norbury, for blessing me with 4 years of your dry humor and wit.
You always pushed me to be the best musician I could be, and whenever life got just a little too hard, you let me have my quiet moment in the conservatory.
I always enjoyed all of our fun and hilarious times in band and jazz practice. Thank you for fueling my passion for music and encouraging me to pursue it in my life.
You were my favorite teacher at King's, and throughout the 4 years that I was there, your music class was always the most fun to be a part of. I'm so thankful that you pushed me to surpass myself and my musical abilities, and that you actually believed in me.
Thank you again for everything that you did for us as a teacher. You definitely touched our lives big time, and I'll forever be grateful for that.
I'm glad that I was able to look to you as more than just a music teacher, but also a mentor and somebody that I knew I could turn to.
He's always been encouraging me to do music outside of high school, and I'm very glad that I took his advice, because currently part of the percussion ensemble and the concert band.
Thank you so much for all of the times and ways that you have poured into me as an artist and a musician when I was in high school. I always fondly remember every single practice and spring concert and Christmas concert and festivals.
The things that have stuck with me even more have to do with the presence that you brought to the room when you were teaching us. You were passionate and you deeply cared, and that was always so clear.
Fondest memory of you is when I would flip pages for you, when we did our duet together, when I would visit you in your office, literally any free moment that I had, when I took your box of mints, the banter that we have.
Anytime I think back on high school, my fondest memories are band class. All your quips and sharp remarks that made the time so much fun.
Band was amazing during high school. I had a great 4 years, like the immortalized Montreal trip. You also taught me how to yawn and close my mouth at the same time, so I really do appreciate that.
Hey Mr. Norbs, thank you for sharing your love of music with everyone around you. You have made many valuable contributions to our music program, and we really appreciate it. Thank you also for letting our friend group eat lunch in the conservatory every day. It was like our second home. Hope you have a great retirement. We'll really miss you. And please visit us soon.
Hi, Mr. Norbury. I wanted to say a very big thank you to you for all the opportunity, inspiration, and mentorship you've given me at King's over the last couple of years. They wouldn't have been the same without you. It has been a wonderful experience to be part of the King's music program under your leadership, and I'll miss you very much.
Hey, Mr. Norbs, I just wanted to say thank you for being such a great teacher and mentor. You bring a lot of life and happiness to the conservatory and are always so patient with us even when we get chaotic. Although we'll miss you lots, I hope you enjoy your well-deserved break, get to go bird watching and on so many more adventures. As Dr. Seuss says, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so go on your way.
Hi, Mr. Norbury. Thank you for being a great music teacher and making music class very fun. Thank you for taking us on fun trips that expose us to different aspects of music. I hope you and Mrs. Norbury have a good retirement and you travel a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Norbury, for always being there for us and making us laugh when we were stressed. I'll always remember the laughs we shared and how you turned a semester's hard work into a good time at each concert. I'll never forget to persevere like you taught me.
I can't believe that you're going to be retiring this year. I just want to say, really, thank you so much for teaching me everything that you've taught me, and that I hope the best for you in the coming months and years in your retirement.
Mr. Norbury, I appreciate everything you have done for me. You have given me so many memories, from Phil the Snowman to wrapping gifts in your office to all the performances we've done. Thank you for creating a comfortable space where we can talk about anything that we needed to. You have taught me so many lessons and provided me with so many laughs. I am honored that you saw me through my 4 years of high school. We will all miss you.
I will play the Preludium or Prelude from the G major suite by G.S. Bach for solo cello. This is a dedication to Mr. Norbury. He likes the piece very much, and I hope you will enjoy it as well. Thank you.
Hello, Kings. I'm talking to you now with very mixed feelings. I think you will understand when I say that this was not quite how I imagined my final semester would turn out. I cannot help but feel a sense of anticlimax due entirely to the current state of affairs. And now it is official. Ontario's schools are closed until September. Firstly, I would like to congratulate all of the performers who have participated in this virtual concert and thank Miss McFarlane for all the hours she has spent organising and putting this event together. We owe her a debt of gratitude. Students are the heart of any school, and I've had many who I've loved and respected over my 17 years at King's now, none more so than the current crop of students. They need God's blessing and guidance even more now as they continue their learning over the next few years in a very changed reality. In addition, I have been privileged to work alongside exceptional colleagues who are not only great teachers but also wonderful Christian people in their own right. I would like to thank my two closest colleagues, Janessa McFarlane and Andras Weber, for their support, encouragement and friendship. My job would have been impossible without these dear co-workers in the music department. I would also like to give an honourable mention to Maurice Migula, who covered Miss McFarlane's classes for the last semester and a half while she was on maternity leave, and who is filming me as I speak. There is no doubt in my mind that I'm going to miss the school, students, colleagues, and the Music Conservatory. There have been some wonderful highlights in my time at King's. Concerts, especially the Christmas ones, the music festivals, the first visit to the Mooley Children's Choir, the fundraising gala for the conservatory and subsequently being able to move in. One highlight stands out for me because of its uniqueness, and that was the visit to the school by a real live, fully grown Bengal tiger. Some members of staff, me included, were fortunate enough to have had our photos taken with this magnificent big cat. However, now I am poised to take a new step in my life, and I am looking forward to developing fresh opportunities as I contemplate my retirement. Lastly, thank you to King's for not only being a place of work, but also a wonderful community of like-minded people. You will see me occasionally. I couldn't sever connections completely. Thank you.
It has become a tradition for the graduating students to take a moment in the spring concert to express what being in the music program has meant to them, and this year is no different. We will see a short slideshow of student photos followed by a video compiled by some representatives of the grade 12 musicians.
Thank you so much to the King's Music staff for giving me such an amazing 4 years. Taking music with Mr. Norbury and joining the King's band has given me a passion for music I never thought I would have. From taking us on awesome trips for competitions, to making us laugh even at early morning rehearsals, we really appreciate everything you've all done for us to make the last 4 years so great.
Mr. Norbury, thank you for the many years that you have poured into King's.
I am especially grateful that I have been able to spend the last 4 years under your leadership. You have truly made Kings a better place through your gift of music. Thank you for everything you have done to encourage us to enjoy music.
I'm Sir Norbs. No one can say goodbye to a teacher like you because you will forever be in our hearts. Happy retirement and enjoy your new adventure.
I wanted to thank Mr. Norbury for everything he has done for me. He was always there for me and always pushed me to be the best I could be. He always knew how to make us laugh, and I got to form a strong student-teacher bond with him. I'm so thankful for all my experiences. All the music teachers worked so hard for us, and I want to thank them for all they have done for me and for everyone.
Mr. Norbury, you've been a huge part of our 4 years here at King's, and we're really going to miss you.
Thank you for everything you've taught us, and congratulations on your retirement.
Mr. Weber, I don't think I will ever forget being in your strings class. It was the highlight of my day every semester I had it. I am so grateful for how much you have taught me. Your encouragement helped me a lot, especially on days when I was struggling. Thank you for an amazing 4 years I will never forget.
Thank you, King's teachers. You are truly appreciated for making this experience so memorable for us. Thank you, Mr. Norbury, for your leadership and for always encouraging each person to be the best that they can. Thank you, Mrs. McFarland, for all the work you do and for always being a great listener. And thank you, Mr. Weber, for all the fun chats we have in the hallways and those life chats we have in the music room as well. You guys will be sincerely missed and forever remembered.
I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of the teachers in the music program, Mrs. McFarland, Mr. Norbury, and Mr. Magula. All three of you have helped me grow as a musician these past 4 years. You've helped me, whether it be pushing me out of my comfort zone or getting me involved in different music activities. And a special thank you to Mr. Weber. Thank you so much for just being an after-hours therapist and for also patiently teaching me how to play the viola. I'll forever appreciate it. Thank you.
We have nearly reached the end of our program. Before we hear our final selection, I would like to acknowledge a few key people who helped make this evening a reality. First, a sincere congratulations to all the student performers. As Mr. Weber pointed out, it is no small feat to practice and perform alone in your homes when you are used to making music together, with a lot of feedback and support from your peers and your ensemble directors. You all demonstrated resilience and courage to put yourselves out there for the benefit of our ears, our hearts, and our spirits. A big thank you to Ms. Bankova for helping to set up this broadcast and to oversee tonight's events. A personal thanks goes to my husband, Cole McFarland, for his support, both technological and emotional, during what has been for me a very long week of editing and troubleshooting various tech issues. Without his coaching, this event would have simply remained a large Google Drive full of files in the cloud. Lastly, I'd like to acknowledge all the parents who work behind the scenes to encourage and motivate your children to stay engaged in music making. These are difficult times for us to accomplish work, and we appreciate the space you have all made in your homes to allow your children to practice and record these videos. Thank you for nourishing their musical growth and supporting their involvement in the arts. Our final song features a few members of the chamber choir and a few staff members as well. The song is also the title of this evening's concert, How Can I Keep From Singing? It is a gospel arrangement of a traditional Quaker text, and I like it particularly right now because it seems like a bit of an audacious statement to make. How can I keep from singing? The song talks about the storms and the darkness that closes in, and yet there's this thing that wells up inside of us that needs to be expressed, this desire to give praise and thanks, this desire to make music. And so I pray that this music and all the music you have taken in this evening lifts our souls, points us to God, and anchors us in whatever storm we may find ourselves.
My life flows on in endless song. How can I keep from singing? No storm can shake my inmost calm. How can I keep from singing? How can I keep from singing? rock.
To the rock I'm clinging.
Oh, to the rock.
How can I stop singing?
Oh, to the rock.
I'm clinging to the rock now.
Oh, to the rock.